It's late in the evening here in Singapore and it's time for qualifying, so settle down and enjoy the action. How will Nico Rosberg be approaching this qualifying session?
Well, he'll know that it's crucial to start this race in pole position, so he has to deliver the maximum when it really matters. We all know he's got the speed in qualifying, he's shown that time and time again, but now's the time to make it happen.
What is up guys, JayFerGaming here, welcome back to my F1 2015 career mode as Pastor Maldonado. You join me here in qualifying for the Singapore Grand Prix. It looks absolutely brilliant on this game. That is one of the things Codemasters has got right here. But for this qualifying lap, I'm on my hot lap and I've got Hulkenberg blocking me so much. He must have quite a bit of pace because this is actually a pretty good lap and he's lapping just about the same time as me, as I am really struggling to get past him. But through the final sector, we might actually get past him or not. It doesn't look like it, but coming to the line, this was the only lap I put in and it was actually a decent lap. Let's see where we end up with this 48.5. Could have been near the top.
It's been a mighty qualifying performance from Mercedes today, with both cars on the front row for the race tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be an interesting race towards the first corner tomorrow, because whoever leads into turn 2 will be in a very strong position to go on and win.
I seriously can't believe that got third place on the grid. That wasn't the best of laps. I was held up by Hulkenberg and then he ended up, where did he end up? 10th.
The lights are on and shining brightly here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. On pole today is Lewis Hamilton. The Mercedes was dominant during qualifying, and with the power unit advantage, well, you just can't see anybody challenging for that race win today.
He'll want to end this weekend on a high after yesterday's fantastic performance, but he's going to have a lot of competition. I doubt he'll be expecting an easy race, especially considering the teams around him.
Just what do you think will be going through Fernando Alonso's head as he watches now how well Ferrari are doing this year?
Fernando left Ferrari as he didn't believe they'd be able to offer him the opportunity to win that third world title. If he knew this form was around the corner, I dare say he would have stayed put.
So third on the grid. I don't tend to get good traction off the line, as you know by now. And it's looking like a 3-stop actually. This could make things very interesting, but a short run to the first corner. It shouldn't be too bad of a start. Let's hope for a lot better, because we don't have the glitch from the last race, but 3 lights, 4, 5, and away we go. We haven't got a terrible start. We've got Raikkonen on the inside, I'm pretty sure. And he is ahead of me, but we're going to try and hang around the outside. Raikkonen, I think, oversteered there. Went into turn 2, we're up to, well, back into third. It's been a respectable start, as a bit of oversteer. And Raikkonen's coming back at me. He's got the inside line for turn 3. I'm going to hang around the outside. This is very risky because I could just end up understeering into the wall. And we're back. The two Mercedes are absolutely gone by now. Me and Raikkonen are just slowing everybody up. This battle is brilliant. Trying to hold it on the inside, side by side for pretty much most of the lap so far. He's got me here. Going for a brave move around the outside. Surely he's going to squeeze me out, but no. I've still got third. My god. This battle is intense, but we're understeering so close to the wall. Without really have held everyone up. I must be like 4 or 5 seconds behind the two Mercedes now. But yeah, we'll have to see a replay of that start because that was brilliant just to maintain third. I know I'm not going to finish third, because the Ferraris are well faster than me. We'll see Raikkonen start compared to me. It wasn't too bad, mine, actually, looking at it here. But you can see he gets the inside line up to third, and I don't know, he just kind of stops mid-corner and lets me past. But you can see my oversteer moment here. Whoa! Had to catch that, and Raikkonen got a good run. And just behind Vettel, we'll see a good view of this battle. I think we made a slight contact there, but you can see the decent run he gets here. Even Vettel's closing up, and I think if I didn't go on the defensive, then Vettel could have gone from there, possibly. So Raikkonen's still on the outside. You can see it from Vettel's view, and the move around the outside. This is actually amazing how Raikkonen really could have stopped that by pushing me out, but he didn't. And the dive there, you can see me sliding towards the wall, but just keeping it, maintaining third place. So that was a brilliant battle to start off this race. Let's hope it continues. And on to later on in the lap, and I make a horrendous mistake. You can see the back end steps out, so close to the wall once again. We're trying to keep it ahead of Raikkonen, pushing him towards the wall because he's there. and I heard something there. I reckon he touched the wall. It was really close. And yeah, we've just lost a needless position. A stupid mistake there for myself, but I'm trying my hardest to get it back. But it's going to be very tricky to catch up to the Ferrari. And you can see it on board, yeah. Back end stepped out, I locked up. And, oh, this is going to get really close. He did clip the wall with his back tyre. So that was very lucky. And this incident also happened on the first lap. With Carlos Sainz here, he just gets a random puncture. For absolutely no reason. I don't know why that happened, and that's just totally ruined his race. But on to lap 2, into the DRS straight. Obviously it's not been enabled, but Vettel's got a great run. My setup is designed totally for the corners, so I've got no straight line speed. Think about getting Vettel back, but that's not going to happen. And yeah, down to 5th, pretty much as expected, but there is a bit of a gap to Bottas behind. And yeah, it took him quite a few laps to catch up to me. Didn't really have the greatest pace right now. You can see the two Ferraris are long gone. They pulled out like a second a lap. And now Bottas is on my tail with DRS. This should be a pretty simple overtake. I go to the rich mix, but I just can't defend. And the next car behind me is actually my teammate Grosjean, who's had a fantastic weekend so far. I think he qualified 8th, 7th or 8th. I nearly hit the wall there as well. But yeah, if I continue making mistakes like that and sliding around as I am at the moment as the tyres go off, then Grosjean's going to catch up to me. And he did catch up a little bit, and I thought, if I go into the pits, we're going to double stack, and what's the point of losing so much time? So I thought, yep, I'm just going to continue for another lap, and I couldn't even catch up to Sainz. He was on fresh prime tyres, I think. And yeah, I'm supposed to be 3-stopping, but I'm thinking I don't have to, and I can 2-stop. I think I'm going to stretch this stint out. This will probably be the last lap. 8 laps on these tyres, including qualifying, is probably too much. And yeah, decided to come in at the end of this lap, and once again, I just totally missed the entrance to the Singapore pits. Corner cutting, it's a bit harsh. But let's see what we can do. Onto the primes. Let's see how long these can last, because this will determine if we can do a 2-stop strategy. Actually, thinking about it, we can definitely do a 2. It's either 2 prime stints or 1 option, 1 prime. And I come out just ahead of my teammate Grosjean, down to 11th. Some cars haven't pitted, but yeah, I go wide on the cold tyres. Grosjean's got a run here with DRS. You'd think he should get past. I'm not going to defend too hard. He's my teammate after all. And yeah, he gets past. He is on the option tyres, and I don't want to slow him up too much. But I have Massa in the mirrors. I can see he's closing in. And yeah, he's got so much better grip, and his tyres are obviously up to temperature after pitting the lap before me. Is he going to get a run here? Well, he does a down here. As I go slightly wide, he's getting closer and closer, much more threatening. And with the better grip, he's going to try and hold around the outside, I reckon, as I go on the defensive. Can't brake too late, otherwise I'll probably go straight on into the wall. Give him a bit too much space, I think, and that's giving him the opportunity. I think I'm going to just chuck it up the inside to maintain position. I don't think I can because he's got the inside. It's so close, tyre to tyre. But I had to accept that he was through, so down to 10th. But it's not the worst race in the world because I know I've got the options. Well, hopefully the options in the final stint. But this crazy incident happened. There's debris on the track. I didn't know what was going on here. But Bottas has had an accident and he's holding up Grosjean because he's going so slow on the track, and the AI absolutely useless at getting around damaged cars. But we'll see. Bottas is in the wall there. Massa's got ahead of Grosjean. Bottas continues. It looks like he's up to full speed once again. Let's see if he has a yeah, his front wing's totally gone. He can't even turn around that corner. And we'll see a replay coming up of what happened there, because it's pretty stupid with the AI once again. Ahead is Carlos Sainz, who was incredibly slow, and yeah, what can you say about that? Bottas just clean drives into the back of him and then chooses not to pit with no front wing. It makes no sense at all. And we'll see it from Sainz's point of view. He actually has a right rear puncture, as you can see in the wing mirror. And he's going incredibly slow. I don't think you really need to go this slow, but it's not really his fault. Bottas just smash. You just see in the mirror him speed up and smash into the back of him. There's no need at all. Lap 14, Grosjean and Massa in the pits. They're pretty much committed to a 3-stopper now. So I'm going to try and make these last 2 round. What? Lap 21? I think 10 laps on the options at the end could work. just have to see what the pace is like on these prime tyres. And I think that's is that Raikkonen just ahead of me? He must have pitted again. I think it is. I can't really see into the distance. But yeah, Ricciardo in 6th. He's pitted as... No, he's not. He's right there. What am I saying? I didn't even see him coming. But yeah, he's on the options as well and easily getting past me. So I think on the options I should be able to catch up to Ricciardo for sure. Not too sure about the other cars. We'll have to see how the strategy pans out. But I think someone's coming out the pits. That is Kimi Raikkonen. So if I can get out ahead of him, that could... Actually, I'll probably hold him up a little bit. I actually gave him room there and he wasn't even there. So lost a bit of time there, but yeah, up into 4th. I know I'm not going to finish 4th unless there's absolute carnage, but later on in the lap, Raikkonen's tyres are up to temperature and he is on the primes if I'm not mistaken and going for a move around the outside. This is reminiscent to 2012 where he went around the outside button and he does it once again. A great move. I was on worn tyres, but you've got to be brave to do that kind of thing. And yeah, I've broken too late and hit the back of Raikkonen. It's like a half spin. It's so pathetic. An unnecessary incident because I'm not really racing Raikkonen, but at the end of the lap, I was going into the pits. My tyres were worn, pretty much gone off the cliff. And now we're going on to the options for 9 laps. Good stop, guys. Come on. 2.4, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Where are we going to come out? It's 6th place. Massa on the mini-maps about 5-6 seconds behind, I reckon. And we are behind Ricciardo by, it must be a big distance, 18.5 seconds. We've got to close that in by 8 laps. But to be fair, I was probably 2 seconds slower on the prime. So if we can use that in our maths equation, I think we can close up to Ricciardo and get 5th place off him. So it's down to 15 there. What are we on now? 12.7. There's 6 laps to go. We can do this. 5 laps to go. And it's 9.7. We put the fastest lap of the race. We're on fire right now. 4 laps to go. 6.8. It's coming down. We're getting closer and closer to the Red Bull. Can we do this? 3 laps to go. 3.4, the battle is on, unless my tyres go off, but they were feeling pretty good right now. And on the end of the penultimate lap, we are right behind Ricciardo, putting on the pressure. 5th place surely is going to be ours. We're going to get DRS here after a great run out the final corner. DRS, slipstream, going up the inside hopefully into the first corner, and we're braking later and we've got the move done. There we go, up into 5th, but was I thinking the best tactically? Probably not, because Ricciardo's going to get DRS here and that pretty much guarantees an overtake around here, especially with my setup. And we've taken that corner slightly too wide. Where's Ricciardo in the mirror? Going up to the ridge make, should have probably used it earlier. This time I'm going to go to the inside because it goes for the outside for the next corner. I think about a move, but no, Ricciardo was too far ahead. We're going to have to stick with him because we're going to have to do a banzai up the inside. There aren't really any major opportunities for an overtake coming up. I think there's, I suppose there's the decently long straight coming up after the hairpin. But let's see if we can get close enough for this move. Hamilton has won. That shows how far behind we really are. But we're getting really close here into the chicane. Ricciardo's got no grip at all. His tyres are shot. We have still got a chance into the hairpin up the inside. We're braking so late. Ricciardo leaves us room, slight contact. We're sliding around, we're still side by side. This is the opportunity I was talking about. The relatively long straight, we're going to go for it. Up the inside, are we going to get this done? He's left us far too much room once again, but I think on traction we've got it. We have got it. And there's practically no opportunities to overtake from now on unless I make a mistake. So this battle once again, you can see just flying up the inside. Ricciardo has nothing to defend with, but when he gets DRS on the DRS straight, that's why he comes back into it. So I get a decent run into the straight. Might go slightly wide. Yeah, I missed the apex, so it wasn't as good as I first expected, but DRS. Slipstream, I go to the outside for the next corner. Trying something different, because if we were side by side I'd get the outside then the inside, but I didn't get it because Ricciardo was too far ahead. But yeah, into the hairpin, you can see, yeah, he sees me coming. Up the inside, we both get shocking runs out of the hairpin, but I'm closing in right here. You'll see me fly up the inside of Ricciardo. From his point of view, he could defend a little bit better to be fair, but it's the AI, they can't do much more. and that was me up into 5th, and that's where we ended, coming to the line. It's another 10 points, a great performance from Pastor Maldonado around the streets of Singapore. Great result there. Alternative strategy, we actually did one less stop than most of the AI, which is pretty surprising.
Another great day for Lewis Hamilton. He extends his record of having had the most Grand Prix wins by a British driver. When he's in this kind of form, he really is almost unstoppable.
What a weekend it's been, and one that's been thoroughly enjoyable.
After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
So Felipe Nasser was the only one not to finish. Sainz got 2 punctures in that race, so understandably finished 3 laps down, but Roman got a few decent points, 4 on the board. So 14 are added to the tally, but Hamilton's lead is extended to 45 points. I honestly can't see Rosberg winning this. He needs Hamilton to DNF from at least 2 races, then the 2 Ferraris, the 2 Williams, and me and Ricciardo equal on points. The battle continues. It's an epic one. Constructors, pretty standard from what we've seen this season, and if you're enjoying this season and this race, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. If you're new, then welcome to the channel, and the next video will be out soon, so catch you then. Goodbye.